So today we are doing some deliveries over here, whereby we are sending these chicks like 100 kilometers from where I'm staying. I had a client in a place known as Eldoret, and I'm living in a place known as Bungoma. So we are sending the chicks. You can see the chicks are very, very beautiful. You can see them with your own eyes. So the client had ordered 400 chicks in Eldoret, so we were delivering all the chicks to her. She's a lady, so that is what we are doing currently. You can see, just look how those chicks are very beautiful. So if you're in Kenya, you can call us 0790 122 478. If you are in Kenya, you can call us 0790 122 478. So today being on Wednesday, we had delivered some 150 chicks to a client. So the client hadn't made the brooder yet, so we were checking if all the chicks were alive. So we were checking and seeing if there were any cases of mortality, because the chicks had traveled over a long time. So we checked on that box, we found that there were no mortalities, and also we checked on the other box and found there were no mortalities. So we were, after I had reached the farm, I found out that the client had not made the brooder, so I wanted to make the brooder for him so that we can be able to place the chicks so that we can get zero mortalities on the farm. So we went to the hardware and then we bought this plywood. After we bought this plywood, we tried to cut it horizontally so that we can be able to get the right measurements so that we can be able to make the brooder on the farm. So after that it was cut, then we placed it on a motorcycle, then we went to the farm. So there is the brooder, it is already done, as you can see it. We had made it round, as you can see it, and what we were using are these U-nails. As you can see, those two U-nails, those are the two U-nails that you can use. You can see my hands are very dirty. Those are the two U-nails that we used. So what you do, usually take the U-nails, as you can see that U-nail, then you try and hit it with the hammer so that it can become tighter, so that it can be able to hold the two plywoods together, as you can see how I am illustrating. So you have to place like 2 nails on the top and 2 nails on the bottom. So like only this, you need only 1 plywood that can be able to make this brooder all round. As you can see that brooder, all round of it, we have used only 1 plywood and cut it into half and used the new nails. There now you can see we have placed the chicks into the brooder, and you can see on the bottom we placed the wood shavings as usual. Then we placed the newspaper. Then here currently we are not using the brooder pot, we are using that brooder bulb in providing heat for the chicks. The benefit of this is that you will not wake up at night to look for charcoal, so that you can be able to place in the brooder, and it will give you an ample time to have a good sleep during the night. So that is the benefit of that. So today is another day. I've headed to the farm so that I can see the progress of the farm. So I want to head to the top brooder so that I can know what is really going on the farm. So guys, join me so that we can be able to go on the top floor and also know how the farm is faring on. So let's head to the top so that you can know how the farm is faring on. So again, with our makeshift ladder, we are heading to the top. If you haven't watched my 2 previous videos on day-old chick management, make sure you watch them so that you can be well versed with what I'm talking about. So let me head to the top so that I can show you the progress of the chicks. Today is day 5. I want you to see what is really going on the farm. This place is very sketchy. Got one. So let me head to the top so that you can see what is going on. Okay, now let's head to the... So as you can see, do you see any difference? We have removed the newspaper. Today is day 5 and there are no trays too. That means that you can see the chicks, they know the difference between the feed and the wood shavings. So that's why we have removed the trays and we have placed these feeders in here. And that is what I usually tell you. So today is day 5. So meaning, if your chicks reach day 5, you can be able to remove the newspaper and also place the feeders in here. And we are doing this so that we can make sure that the chicks don't eat too much of their own poop. So this is why we have these wood shavings. You can see these wood shavings is very clean. You can see, and it is big in size, meaning that it will be able to absorb this chicken poop, because the newspaper had become too wet. So that's why we changed it. You can also see the chicks are very, very active. Some over there in the corner are resting, and also on the other end some are taking some water. And also you can see our surrounding. Fresh air is coming into the chicken coop. Don't just continue enclosing your chicks thinking that when you're enclosing your chick you want to keep your chicks too enclosed. They will end up gaining some respiratory diseases if you just keep them enclosed. Make sure you open like this. So that is how it is. On the other end it is closed, but at the top over there you can see that there is some air that can pass through there. So that is why we have such a structure. And this is how you should do. So we are going to vaccinate these chicks on day 7. So you can see this water over here. It still has that multivitamin and that aliceryl that has that oxytetracycline. But tomorrow, since we want to vaccinate this chicken on Friday, from tomorrow we will give this chicken plain water without any form of multivitamin or oxytetracycline in the water. Because what we want to do is that we want to ensure that when we give the vaccine to the chicks, it will be effective for the chicks. That's why we have to ensure that we don't use the oxytetracycline in water. And so that you might be able to know how that is done, make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you like the video. Let's not get a video to 100 views that it doesn't have any like. Let's like the video so that it can be pushed to more people. So that is how it is done. And also, so stay tuned so that you can also be able to know how you can be able to vaccinate your chicks. You can see our chicks are very, very active, meaning that everything is in order. Yes, you can see, even if we have opened the vents that the wind can come into the poultry house, you can see just how beautiful the chicks are. It can't make the chicks feel cold, because you know, even if you give enough feed to the chicks, it will also help in preventing the coldness to come to the chick, because the chicks will be satisfied. Because have you ever heard that during the rainy season a human being usually consumes a lot of feed because they want to replace that feed to produce more energy for the body? So that's why we have to keep enough feed into the feeders so that the chicks can grow up properly. So that is another thing that you need to know. And also another thing why we have used these feeders is that we want to prevent any cases of mucocidiosis because of the chicken trying to eat their own poop, and also any cases of typhoid in the chicken coop. And that's why we have removed that. And you can see, even you can just see by the pictures, there is no place that the chicks are eating on their own poop or they are eating on the sawdust. So that is the only thing. Another thing that we will have to do, we will have to take these drinkers and hang them so that they can be able not to soil this water. So that is the next thing that we have to do. We have to tie them up here so that we can be able to prevent any cases of coccidiosis on the farm. So that is what I'm saying. Everything should be the way it is. Or the other way that you can try and use these drinkers is that you can use these, like these ones over here. So what you take this one, this drinker, then you place it on top of this brick so that it can be prevented from, you can see they are trying to soil it using these wood shavings, and that is what we don't want. So the next thing we will do, we will make sure that we take that, then we put it on top here so that we can prevent any cases of coccidiosis on our poultry farm. So guys, as we have introduced the feeders, you can see these chicks are relaxed. Even if you look on the other end, like that, on the other end, some are feeding and the others are relaxed, meaning that the chicks are full. They are having their siesta. You can see they are asleep. On this side they are resting. You know, if they are feeling cold, they will be crumpling upon each other. But when you see just like they are relaxing like this, meaning that they are full. Even on the other end, and they are not removing any kind of sound, meaning that they are very, very full. And that is the benefit if you are introducing feeders, because when you introduce feeders, you just know that there will be no cases of any problems with the stomach of the chick, meaning that the chick will ingest all the food properly and they will be able to grow up as you want. As you can see, these ones are relaxed, the other one are running up and down. So just during day 5, like during the day, like if you are living in the tropics like Kenya, there is no need for you to put on the light, because when you put on too much light in the brooder, it will lead to something known as pestibat. Have you ever heard of pestibat? Whereby you find the poop of the chicken has get stuck out of the vent of the chicken, whereby it excretes its own poop. So if you really want to avoid such things, you know, most people usually try and give it the liquid paraffin, but that is not the solution to that. The solution to that is by making sure that you don't have extreme high temperatures in your brooder. As you can see, these chicks over here, even on the other end, you can see they are relaxed too. Also all around, only a few are feeding. So when the few that get very very satisfied, then they will go on the other end to rest. So that is how it is done. So make sure you're feeding your chicks appropriately, so that you can also be able to make some money out of this venture. And that is how it is done. So today, that is today's vlog. So stay tuned, so that I will also have a vlog tomorrow. I'll just be shooting random vlogs every day, because that is an easy way of how I can teach you guys. Because I realized you guys, you don't like too much lectures. You just like stories, then things go by. So that is what I will be doing from today henceforth. Yes.